Shivling or a fountain. The Muslim side in the Gyanvapi dispute insists the images that you see on your television screen, that's of a fountain. They say, look at the marks right on top. This is where the fountain was placed, but as of now is broken. The Hindu side says, look deeper. There is no pipeline. There is no water supply. There is no fountain. They insist this is the Shivling, and this is the heated debate. Fountain or a Shivling, exactly 83 feet from the statue of Nandi at the Kashi Vishwanath complex. There is a fresh prayer. Break the barriers between Nandi and Lord Shiv. We will get you details. I'm Gaurav Sawant. As always, let's get started with the headlines on India First. Supreme Court orders protection of the Shivling area inside the Gyanvapi Mosque, but says namaz must go on unhindered. Top court refuses to stay Varanasi court proceedings. Varanasi court removes the survey commissioner for allegedly leaking Gyanvapi survey report pictures, allows the survey team to submit their report findings by the 19th of May. CBI raids former Union Minister P. Chidambaram's son Karti in a bribe for visas to Chinese workers case. Karti Chidambaram, Member of Parliament, accused of taking a bribe of 50 lakh rupees. India rejects Pakistan's resolution on Jammu and Kashmir delimitation. The Ministry of External Affairs says Pakistan has no right to interfere in India's internal matters or pass farcical resolution on Indian territory. Two lakh people impacted by devastating floods in Assam. Hill district cut off after a massive landslide. Rail and road links impacted. 20 districts battle the flood fury. The Supreme Court today ordered the Uttar Pradesh government and the administration in Varanasi to protect the site where the Hindus insist the Shivling has been located inside the Gyanvapi Mosque premises. The Muslim side, however, insists that this is a fountain and has argued that the Varanasi court order was passed without hearing the other side. That's the Muslim side. The court in Varanasi, in the meantime, has removed the court-appointed commissioner. The Hindu side, meanwhile, has filed a petition to break a wall to access the basement of the Gyanvapi Mosque. Why? We'll tell you during the course of this broadcast. India Today's Samarth Srivastav brings us our top story.
The Shivling found at the Gyanvapi Mosque, as claimed by Hindu petitioners, will remain protected. The Supreme Court has ordered the Varanasi district magistrate to ensure the safety of the claimed Shivling. The apex court, hearing a petition by the Anjuman Intizamiya Masjid Management Committee against a Varanasi court ruling that provided protection, stayed the other parts of the order on Tuesday. The topmost court of the country said Muslims will be able to offer namaz at the mosque without any restrictions. The 20-person cap ordered by the local court has been stayed. The Supreme Court will now take up the matter on Thursday next. During the Tuesday hearing, the Mosque Committee argued that the commission appointed by the Varanasi court is yet to submit its survey report. Advocate Huzaifa Ahmadi said the Varanasi court passed its order based on the plaint filed by the Hindu petitioners that claimed a Shivling was found. The Mosque Committee claimed their side was not heard by the Varanasi court when it passed an order on Monday. Ahmadi also argued that all orders passed by the lower court were in violation of the Places of Worship Act that ensures status quo as of August 15, 1947. Solicitor General Tushar Mehta, appearing for the Uttar Pradesh government, urged the Supreme Court to shift the Wazu Khana, the area where Muslims wash their arms and legs before namaz. This request was denied. Meanwhile, the Varanasi court on Tuesday removed Ajay Kumar Mishra as the court commissioner appointed for the survey of the Gyanvapi Sringar Gauri complex. Ajay Mishra was removed for leaking survey information to the media.
विशाल जी ने जो किया वो गलत किया है।
क्या किया उन्होंने?
यही जो हमारे ऊपर आरोप लगाया, मुझे नहीं था, उनको अगर बताना चाहिए था, मुझे कोई आपत्ति उनको थी मुझसे जो है, तो कम से कम बात तो किए होते बैठ के। अपने उठने के लिए किसी को गिराना नहीं चाहिए।
The court battle over right to pray at the Gyanvapi Mosque has sparked a political fight.
The order of the trial court is completely wrong, unfair, illegal, which we hope that Supreme Court on the next date of hearing will completely stay that order.
What the Honorable Supreme Court and the bench of Justice Chandrachud and Justice Narasimha has been pleased to order is that this area where a Shivling is supposed to have been found will be protected as had been directed by the learned trial court.
The legal battle will resume Thursday now when the Supreme Court takes up the matter next. The Varanasi court has also asked the commissioners to submit their video survey report of the Gyanvapi Mosque by that time. Bureau Report, India Today.
So let's now try and get a little more clarity on the lay of the land where the Shivling or fountain has been located and the road ahead. When the survey team reached the Gyanvapi Mosque premises, they came to the Wazu Khana. A decision was taken to drain out the water and see what lies beneath. A water pump was brought in and the water drained out. And this is what emerged. Let's try and make sense of what emerged and what has led to this huge controversy at this point of time. What emerged was a platform, and what the Hindu side says was a massive Shivling, and what the Muslim side insists was actually a pavara or a fountain of water. Now watch this. This is the bone of contention right now, the flashpoint at Gyanvapi. If you look at the structure, the Hindu side is convinced this is what is the Shivling, and they are convinced about this. The Muslim side says that little structure that you see on top, that actually is the top of the fountain, and they say the lines on top, and there you can see that there are multiple lines on top at the structure, and they say when you look at these lines, this is actually where the fountain was kept. The court commissioner is learned to have then asked the Muslim side, okay, if this is a fountain, how do you operate this? Where does the pipe come from? How does it work? And nobody had any idea. Then a little piece of stick was brought in. Now when you look at that piece of stick, and that stick was put inside this place, it barely went in a couple of inches, maximum 6 inches it went in. Then a camera was brought in, and a camera and lights were brought out. No pipe was found. Now the Muslim side insists that there was a fountain. As of now it's non-operational. The Hindu side now wants to go down to the basement because they said that this is a gigantic Shivling. There is a wall that goes down to the basement, or the Tehkhana as they say. They want that wall to be taken down. They want that videography to happen at the basement. It will be clear. If there is a pipe that comes from underneath, maybe there was a fountain. If it doesn't, then there is clarity. According to the Hindu side, this then is the Shivling. Then also another aspect that they bring out is the Nandi. Nandi ji has been waiting for more than 350 years, exactly 83 feet apart from this Shivling, and that they say is proof this is Shivling. Now it's all for the courts to decide on the next course of action. So Shivling or fountain, what's the next course of action? Both sides stick to their guns. The petitioner incidentally has filed a fresh petition seeking more videography. They also want a wall to be taken down. Why? Will more evidence emerge of the Swayambhu Vishweshwar temple underneath this Gyanvapi Mosque structure? Joining me on India First is Manju Vyas, one of the petitioners in this case, sought access to the Sringar Gauri temple first, and now with this Shivling, what's the next course of action? Also with me is BJP Member of Parliament in Rajya Sabha, GVL Narasimha Rao. In a moment from now, we'll also be joined by Varis Pathan, spokesperson and leader of the AIMIM. But I want to begin by talking to the petitioner for a moment. Manju ji, आज एक नई पिटिशन आपने दाखिल की है अदालत में कि दीवार तोड़कर और वीडियो बनाने चाहिए तहखाने में. ये अर्जी क्यों दी है आपने? क्या चाहते हैं आप?
जो हमारी शिवलिंग है इसके चारों तरफ इन्होंने दीवार खड़ी कर दी है और उसमें मलबा भरा हुआ है. तो हम चाहते हैं कि दीवार टूट जाए. जो हमारी नंदी आज बैठी तपस्या कर रही है उसके सामने की जो दीवार है वो हट जानी चाहिए, क्योंकि हम लोग चाहते हैं जो मलबा हट जाएगा तो सामने उभर के हमारे शिवलिंग सामने साफ साफ नजर आ जाए.
तो क्या आपकी मांग अब तक जो थी कि आपको साल भर श्रृंगार गौरी स्थल में पूजा अर्चना की इजाजत होनी चाहिए, उसकी अनुमति होनी चाहिए, केवल श्रृंगार गौरी स्थल तक आप सीमित हैं, या अब आपकी मांग ये भी होगी कि जहां पर शिवलिंग है उसकी उपासना भी करने की अनुमति होनी चाहिए?
जी देखिए, पहली तो बात है वो जो हमारी श्रृंगार गौरी का मंदिर है इनके बैरिकेड के अंदर है. इन्होंने उसमें मंदिर के ऊपर इन्होंने अपनी मस्जिद बना दी है. हमें मंदिर के दर्शन नहीं होते हैं, हमें मंदिर मूर्ति के दर्शन नहीं किए करने जाने को इजाजत मिलती है. हमें तो बाहर चौखट पे, वो भी चैट के चौथे नवरात्रों पे केवल आधे घंटे के लिए दर्शन किए जाते हैं. कितनी बहनें करती हैं, कितनी बहनें वापस चली जाती है और हम लोग चौखट पे दर्शन करके चले जाते हैं और ये तसल्ली करते हैं कि हाँ मेरी माँ श्रृंगार गौरी है. मगर वास्तव में मंदिर के अंदर जाने की अनुमति नहीं देते हैं ये लोग, क्योंकि उन्होंने वहां पे मस्जिद बना रखी है.
नहीं तो आपकी प्रार्थना क्या है? क्योंकि फिर मुसलमान तो ये बोलेंगे कि हमारी मस्जिद है, हमको वहां वजू करना है, वहां हम कह रहे, आप कह रही हैं कि वहां आपका शिवलिंग है, तो जहां शिवलिंग है वहां वजू की तो दोनों चीजें एक साथ कैसे चल सकती हैं?
देखिए, ये लोग कहते हैं वजू जहां वो करते थे. ठीक, नंदी आज भी तपस्या में बैठी हुई है और अपने प्रभु के इंतजार में, शिवलिंग के इंतजार में बैठी हुई है. ठीक उसी के 80 फीट दूर पे शिवलिंग है जिन्होंने अजू खाने में इन्होंने अपने रखा था. जो वहाँ पे खुला और ये लोग हाथ मुंह धोते थे, वहाँ पे उन्होंने बाथरूम भी बना रखा था. और बताइए, साथ साथ वो शिवलिंग अद्भुत शिवलिंग है, वो साक्षात शिवलिंग ही है जिन्हें ये कहते हैं फुआरा है, हम लोग कहते हैं शिवलिंग है. मगर अभी तो न्यायालय में रिपोर्ट गई है, सामने 2 दिन के आ जाएगा आपके पास. शिवलिंग है ये फाउंटेन.
ठीक, रहिए आप मेरे साथ. GVL Narasimha Rao, the Muslim side insists that this is a fountain like the one that exists at multiple wazukhanas in mosques almost across the country. They are saying, look at that structure very carefully. This isn't a shivling. They say that when you look at those vertical lines and the horizontal lines, this is where a fountain was. How can this be a shivling, sir?
Gaurav, I think the matter is before the court, and those who have seen, these are people, those who have gone on behalf of the court, on behalf of the petitioners. They have not seen Shivling for the first time. I think for anybody to try and befool Hindus is adding insult to the injury. I think hundreds of years of insult perpetrated on Hindus cannot be continued further in this manner by making such insensitive comments. So if somebody says, okay, we have no proof this is Shivling, okay, let that matter be examined by the court. But for anybody to claim that this is a fountain and actually having performed wuzu there for hundreds of years, I think it is actually an act of desecration. I think I expect all the Muslim brothers to understand that this is something that is very, very emotional and devotional matter of faith for Hindus all across the world, and there is nothing more sacred than Kashi and Kashi Vishwanath for Hindus of this world. So please do not, I urge them not to make any sentiments that can further hurt Hindu pride, Hindu sentiment and Hindu belief. So I think the
Varis Pathan
courts
respond.
are examining the
Varis
matter.
Pathan respond.
I would urge actually,
Kashi
Gaurav,
Vishwanath.
First and foremost,
I would urge one more thing. I would urge one more thing.
If you allow me,
anybody
if
who
you
goes, I don't know if Varis Pathan has gone to Kashi even once. If you go once, Varis, you will yourself acknowledge that this is a masjid that was built after destroying parts of the temple. It doesn't require any evidence, actually, I'm telling you.
Okay.
To a naked eye.
Now allow me to make my point. GVL have some courtesy here.
What
Every day
it will take
this
you
is a
5
nuisance.
minutes to understand.
It's a nuisance.
So
Okay.
therefore, no, if you
No,
have
if
any
it's
courtesy
something very
for the
close to
Hindus of
GVL
this
Narasimha
country,
Rao's heart,
I would urge you not to
why
go
you
to
calling
that
it a
masjid.
nuisance? Sir, do respond. Varis Pathan wants to respond to you. GVL Narasimha Rao, Varis Pathan wants to respond. Respond, sir. GVL Narasimha Rao says this is something which is very close to his
please
heart,
avoid
his
going
emotions,
to
his
that's my
religion,
plea.
and his sensitivities. Why perform wazu where the Shivling is? Why not let them pray there?
Well, first and foremost, let me tell you, it is a fountain, a fuwara, and not a shivling, as claimed by the other side. The people who have been using that water for wuzu for so many years, those who are staying there for such a long time, they have stated before the courts, they have stated so many times that it is a fountain and not a shivling. Gaurav, if you come with me, or GVL, if they come with me, there are several mosques in our country where you will find this kind of fountains in the middle of the wuzu khana.
Which
So all
look
these
like
are
a shivling,
shivlings or
sir.
what? No,
Built
but
on
here
top
I would
of a
like to
shivling,
add
as
one more
GVL
thing, that
Narasimha Rao argues.
the direction by the magistrate. Should I make my point or should I just keep quiet?
No, kindly make your point, sir.
Please, yeah. Gaurav, what I was saying, that why it all started, when everybody knew there is a places of worship act 1991 is there in existence, which was passed by the parliament, saying that section 4 subsection 2 of the clause is clear that whatever is there prior to 15 August 1947, the monuments, the place of worship, their character and nature cannot be changed. That thing the Supreme Court has taken into consideration while deciding the Babri Masjid title suit, and it is clear that it is a part of the constitution. So what empowers the lower court to surpass the Supreme Court, the law passed by the parliament, and pass an order whereby a videography or the survey was allowed? First and foremost, this was a gross violation of the 1991 Places of Worship Act and the Honorable Supreme Court's rule.
If truth
Now
emerges,
coming to the
Varis
other
Pathan.
point, what happened yesterday? What happened yesterday, Gaurav?
Go on, sir. Okay, Varis Pathan, quickly, 30 seconds.
Yesterday, 10:30 they saw, 10:30 they achanak they say, Baba mil gaye. But it was a fountain. They rushed to the court. The court commissioner did not went before the magistrate. One of the lawyer's father, he goes before the magistrate without any video, without any photography evidence. He goes before the court, says, hey, you protect it.
Okay.
Otherwise, they will try to destroy it. 1 p.m. their prayers will start. And the magistrates, without proper application of mind, passes an order, now sealing that entire area, which is illegal per se. Now, I am hopeful and confident that the matter will be heard by the Honorable Supreme Court on the 19th. The Honorable Supreme Court will stay the orders passed by the lower court.
Illegal and bad in law because the order was passed
passes.
without listening to the Muslim side. Respond, Mr. Narasimha Rao.
I think he will not stop, Gaurav. Yeah. No, but the Supreme, I don't know if he is following what is happening in the media or if he just woke up today. The Supreme Court already also supported the claim or supported the decision of the lower court to seal the area where the
impugned
shivling
order
was found.
It is an impugned order, sir.
Have you
it's not a final order.
Have you read
impugned
this
order,
no?
kindly read the order. I think you have just woken
Supreme
up.
Court
You haven't read the impugned order. You haven't read the Supreme Court judgment.
No,
You haven't followed
I
the arguments which were
think
going on in the
okay.
Supreme
Please tell
Court.
him not
You
to.
haven't
Varis
followed
Pathan,
the
I did not
argument
let
led
GVL
by
Narasimha Rao
senior
interrupt you,
counsel
sir.
Mr. Ahmadi.
Varis
You
Pathan.
haven't followed that and we were following.
Okay.
No, such kind of aspirations I don't listen to.
Okay,
Yeah.
one by one, gentlemen, one by one.
No, yeah.
Okay, GVL Narasimha Rao, respond, sir.
Gaurav, the Supreme Court, first of all, the Supreme Court has refused to stay videography proceedings that the trial court has ordered. Number one. Number two, today also Honorable Supreme Court vindicated or supported the stand of the trial court that this place of the place where the shivling was found should be sealed and protected. This is an order they have given to the district magistrate. And now I want to ask Varis Pathan, has he been there? Has he ever visited this? Why is it called Gyanvapi? Is it a Urdu word? Have you got any other mosque which has a Sanskrit name?
I learned somewhere, it's a WhatsApp, though I don't follow the WhatsApp dictionary, GVL, or the WhatsApp, there is a social, on the social media it is viral.
No, what's happening?
That Aurangzeb Rahmatullah Alayhi,
Varis Pathan,
he destroyed the entire mandir. But he only left the Shivling.
Okay, gentlemen, I'm putting both the photos down because I want to ask a question. Varis Pathan, please permit me to ask you a question, sir. The survey team says they had the entire area cleaned up. There is no plumbing system that's at least visible. No pipe going inside what you claim is a fountain. The hole, when they took a camera and some lights, was barely 6 inches. Hindu side says this is a later construction on top. That little structure that you see was cemented on top. When the Muslim side was asked, where is the switch? Switch on the fountain. They had no idea how to operate a fountain, sir. Varis Pathan sahab.
Well, all these things are against the basic principles of the 1991 Places of Worship Act. That is what I say. That is why I say earlier also the similar thing happened during the Babri thing. In 1948, all of a sudden they said in December, Raat ko murti prakat ho gayi. Our Nawaz were stopped. The DM went there, locked the masjid. 1986, Rajiv Gandhi opened the locks of our Babri Masjid. And what happened on 6 December 1992? By a conspiracy, our Babri Masjid was demolished. Had there been a Babri Masjid standing on that day, 6 December 1992, what would have happened?
Okay,
what would have been the judgment?
The
judgment would have been different.
That
is why we say that this is the starting. This is the same repeat of the 1990 era,
Babri Masjid structure, if I may.
They want to continue with this.
No namaz was offered at that structure. But does that mean that if Hindus want justice in this country because of that 1991 act, they will not get justice? Is this what we are saying in this country? Because GVL Narasimha Rao, the Muslim side is very clear.
No,
they're saying that an order was passed sealing of an area without hearing the Muslim side. So it's unfair and bad in law, GVL Narasimha Rao.
No, Gaurav, I think who will decide? Will the MIM decide what is lawful, what is right in law or not? Is it the Supreme Court that will have the final word? Today, Supreme Court supported what the lower court has done. Supreme Court has clearly stated that whatever the area, the well where this Shivling was found, I think that place needs to be completely sealed. I think Supreme Court is aware of the 1991 Act. There is a challenge to this 91 Act.
That is what you don't understand.
This great faith of MIM in the Supreme Court.
Prayers are also allowed.
Okay.
And what in the CAA Act? No, Gaurav, I want to ask him, did you have the same faith in the civil...
did you have the same faith during the Sabarimala judgment? What about the Sabarimala judgment? Why don't you talk about that? See, we believe the Constitution, that is why we are talking about the 1991 Places of Worship Act.
No, did you support Yaqub
which you don't want to follow? Ram Jethmalani went before this. Ram Jethmalani went to the President, your ex-MP. The late Ram Jethmalani went there, sir.
Gentlemen, I want to ask you one thing, Varis Pathan. I have another 30 seconds left on the broadcast. But what does the Muslim side want? If the Hindus are saying that there is a Shivling there, do the Muslims want to continue doing wuzu exactly at that same place?
Well, the Muslims' faith and Astha says that Gyanvapi Masjid hai, thi और इंशाअल्लाह ताला सुबह कयामत तक रहेगी. Now this
मतलब वहाँ अगर शिवलिंग है तो भी आप लोग वजू करना चाहते हैं
and see to it that they want to take it over like they did for the Babri Masjid. They don't want to follow the rule of law. They don't want to follow the Places of Worship Act 1991. They don't want to follow the Supreme Court rules. So what can we do? What will they follow? Will they follow the Constitution given to them by Kovalkar or Savarkar? If we are following the Constitution, we are fighting as a legal right. Legal remedies available to us.
आखिरी 30 सेकंड है मेरे पास.
But why do they
जो मुस्लिम पक्ष है वो कह रहे हैं तो वो तो अभी भी वो चाहते हैं कि मस्जिद बरकरार रहे और वहां पर जिस तरह से पहले पानी था और वजू खाना था वजू होता रहे. आप क्या ये आपके लिए ठीक है?
जी नहीं, बिल्कुल नहीं. और ये न्यायालय फैसला लेगी. हमने उसका सर्वे कराया, जो सच्चाई थी वो सामने आ गई. अब न्यायालय के हाथ में बनता है कि न्यायालय उसका क्या फैसला लेती है.
What about you, GVL Narasimha Rao? Ultimately, the decision will be taken by courts of law on the next course of action and should be acceptable to all, sir.
Very true, Gaurav, I agree with you. But at the same time, I will appeal to Muslims to desist from, to voluntarily not go to this mosque because that would be respecting the sentiments of millions of Hindus in this country, and not listen to people like Waris Pathan who have a political agenda to follow, but to respect sentiments of Hindus. I appeal to the Hindu Muslim brothers to stay away from this masjid, because there are any number of masjids you have, but we don't have many Kashi Vishwanath Temple. There is only one Kashi Vishwanath
Gaurav,
Mandir.
just 10 seconds.
That's all
10 seconds, sir.
Hindus
Last
in
10
this
seconds.
world.
Yes, Varis Pathan, sir.
All Muslims in this world.
I appeal to my Hindu brothers and
worship.
sisters that please, what you did in Babri Masjid is over. Now please don't touch our Gyanvapi Masjid or the other masjids. Please follow the constitution. Please
Let's see
follow the rule
what
of law,
courts of
and
law
please follow
say.
the places of worship Act 1990.
Yeah, we
For
will
joining-
Don't
abide
fall
by
prey
the
to
rule
the
of
BJP.
law.
For joining me on India
polarization.
First, Varis Pathan, G.V. Narasimha Rao and petitioner Manju Devi, many thanks. It's for the courts of law to decide and everyone to follow what the courts say.